better place to be in the summertime than upstate New York, and especially downtown area of Saratoga Springs. Right off Broadway, in fact, the sights, the sounds, and of course a rite of passage and Saratoga tradition for many, the Big Red Spring. We're adjacent to the Big Red Spring, not far from the paddock, on a warm and sunny Wednesday evening in Saratoga Racecourse. It's Richard Migliore, Jason Blewett alongside, and back at it, Mig. That dark day behind us. Let's kick off a 6-day racing week.
Now, I thought the reason for coming to the Adirondack Mountains in the summertime was to get out of the heat.
Right.
Well, the heat followed us from downstate, much like these seagulls we see that I'm sure caught a horseman from Aqueduct. But how about the Big Red Spring? Nice ice-cold drink from there earlier?
Ice-cold, refreshing drink from the Big Red Spring. If you've never been here before, make sure you stop by. Nothing as refreshing as that Big Red Spring. Now, American Pharoah, well, he's the talk of the game, no doubt about it. Racing's 12th Triple Crown champion. He arrived, flew in, and landed at Atlantic City International Airport earlier today, was on the backstretch of Monmouth Park at 5 after 4, and he has got his post-Triple Crown date this coming Sunday in the $1.75 million Haskell.
He's really, really trained up to the race extremely well. Got a well-deserved short break, albeit, but he trained forwardly for this, and he's just such a cool customer. He handles the travel. He handles new surroundings. He loves people. Just a cool customer.
And I like the fact that Monmouth Park is opening the trading doors for American Pharoah, and anybody that wants to see him, open to the public, 7:30 a.m. to 7:50 a.m. over the next 3 days, Thursday through Saturday. It's pretty awesome.
What's the over-under on how many people show up? I'm going to set it at 2,500. How's that?
Yeah, I was going to say at least 1,000. I'm not really good as far as predicting. It reminds me of Cigar when he was training here back in the summer of '96. 2,500 may be a fair over number, my friend.
Yeah, I just got a feeling people are going to be excited and they're going to want to get a picture of the champ.
And they had news crews, cameras, live TV as soon as that horse touched down at AC International Airport. Here we'll make some headlines of our own this coming Saturday, second weekend. 4, count them, 4 graded stakes, including the Grade 1 Vanderbilt, in which some of the best sprinters on the East Coast, if not the country, will square off. I am dying to see what Rockfall does getting back to Saratoga.
I got to think off of this victory in the True North, he's going to be tough again. Todd Pletcher's barn has really come to life here at Saratoga. And Rockfall by Speightstown, they do it all. We all love the Speightstowns. They just run.
And he will be making his Saratoga debut on Saturday for trainer Todd Pletcher, taking on Salute Those Amigos and the King's Bishop winner from last summer, the Big Beast. We also have the Jim Dandy for the 3-year-olds, and we'll see who goes where regarding the Haskell purse being bumped up to $1.75 million, the Bowling Green and the Amsterdam. And some good news before we get to today's races, Big, concerning jockey Manny Franco. Race number 5, very terrifying and frightening spill. Manny fell off his horse in mid-stretch, but it sounds like he's been released. What's the story?
Yeah, I actually just got off the phone with Angel Cordero, his agent. He was being released from Saratoga Hospital. All x-rays were negative. They were going to check with another doctor down in Albany just to be sure. He was bruised up, but I got to him out at the racetrack at the 8th pole, and he was sitting up. He was talking in what was a gruesome-looking spill. The good news is he appears to be fine, and the horse was fine, so we can be thankful for that.
Exuberance of youth and maybe a little luck on his side as well. Glad Manny's doing okay. We'll look forward to having him in the colony soon, hopefully tomorrow here at the spa. Let's move on to today's action, my friend, and there are our Seagulls. Maybe catching a little ride, hitchhiking on a horse trailer up from South Ozone Park, Queens. Let's not think about the Big A. We love Aqueduct, but we're happy to be here in Saratoga as we get things underway in the stake, the 24th running of the Honorable Miss.
And they go at it right away. The Millionaire mares are one too early. And then it's Ultimate Shopper. On the outside comes Street Story. And Enchantress, last of the 5, is La Verdad. And Judy the Beauty do their battle from the beginning of the race here. And they go past the half-mile pole in 22 2/5 seconds. And La Verdad opens up the lead by almost 2 lengths now. Judy the Beauty will sit off of her in second. Ultimate Shopper is third to the inside. And then it's Street Story. Enchantress is last. It is La Verdad, and she's on top by 2 lengths. as Ultimate Shopper has taken second from Judy the Beauty, but she's still in contention and now under a ride. And Street Story circles up on the far outside. A 45 flat half mile, they're into the stretch. La Verdad coming to the 8th pole. She's got a 3-length lead on Judy the Beauty and Street Story, who has now taken second to the outside. A 16th to go. La Verdad by 3. Street Story and Judy the Beauty behind her. Oh, she was super today. La Verdad all the way in the honorable miss. And then it was Street Story. Judy the Beauty was third, and Enchantress was...
And La Verdad, man, oh man, her speed, automatic. They open up the doors. She's right on top, and she controlled, and they never got close.
What great gate speed. When they open the doors, it looks like she moves with the doors. And this year, though, as much speed as she has, she seems a bit more tractable. She's not running keen on the lead. She's actually allowing Jose Ortiz to kind of raid her along. A lot left in the finish. And Judy the Beauty in the unenviable position of having to chase hard to keep her honest, probably cost her second one.
And a bit of redemption here for La Verdad, who was a disappointing third or fourth in this race a year ago. Not the case today, and that was much to the happiness of Linda Rice, who was alongside Richie after the honorable miss.
Linda La Verdad looks like she's actually getting better as this year goes on, now running into 4 for 4.
Yes, she's certainly come back well from her vacation. I gave her 90 days off last winter, and she'd been in training a long time at that point. She was a great competitor, got a well-deserved break, and we've been rewarded. She's come back terrific, and I think every race has been better this year.
Well, you decided not to go to Florida for the Princess Rooney, I guess it was, and you stayed here and ran against restricted horses. It looks like the plan really worked.
Yeah, our ultimate goal was to try to get from the honorable miss into the ballerina, and I really didn't want to ship her down to Florida into that heat, so we used a New York bred race as a prep. We missed the Bed of Roses, but, you know, so far so good. Ask me at the end of August.
And the way she finished today, it doesn't look like 7/8 will be any problem.
Yes, I think she's in much better form right now this year, coming into Saratoga than we were last year. Last year when we came into Saratoga, she'd been running for a year straight, and she was showing a few signs of that she was tired.
Has to be extra special for you. Your dad's here today, somebody who obviously taught you a lot of good things.
Yes, he's certainly the reason I'm a horse trainer, and it's really nice to have my parents here. They come and spend a couple weeks with me every year at Saratoga, so I'm really tickled they were here for the win.
Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you, Richie.
Fifth in last year's honorable miss, and a great job all around, and La Verdad keeps giving more. And how about Linda mentioning her dad here and just what that was like in taking a stake with her parents at the track?
Yeah, Clyde Rice, a guy who is always known for getting 2-year-olds ready, really good with young horses, and obviously a really good trainer of trainers, the whole family, a bunch of good horsemen. And I like the fact that they kind of switched things up with La Verdad this year. You know, last year it looked like she did a lot more in the early part of the year, kind of tailed off towards the end. This year it looked like they really made an effort to really get her campaign going more in the middle of the season.
All right, let's turf it here. We'll turn the page on to race number 7. We started the late pick 4. Big group, a New York bred 3 and up fillies and mares, as Saratoga Racecourse was aglow in that blazing hot July sun. Larry Colmus from the gate.
They're off. And it is First Charmer who comes out running well. Arieta's got speed too. These two out for the lead. And then it's Madison Blues who's away running in third and joining them through on the inside. These three take them into that first turn. 1, 2, 3. And down toward the inside comes Style Drift, who settles into stride in fourth. Very wide runs on that turn for 4-Star Crook and for Rangers Express. Meanwhile, up front, Madison Blues is the leader. Arietta second through a 23-1 opening quarter mile. And then it's First Charmer running in third and just off the leaders. 2 lengths farther back, and then comes Style Drift on the inside, who's running in fourth position up the backstretch and right alongside of Donna Tien. In behind those two is America's Princess. And then it's back to JC Shooting Star to the outside. Broken Border down toward the rail. 4-Star Crook. Rangers Express is after that. Then it's Sweet Advance and Sister Superior. 47 and 3 for the first half mile. And now it is Madison Blues who gets away. A 59-1 long shot on top, but the competition is coming. Donna Tien moves up on the far outside, and First Charmer is third between those two. Style Drift back running in fourth and being urged to go as they come to the top of the stretch. stretch. Madison Blues turns for home in front. On the outside, First Charmer, Donatien. Extreme outside, Style Drift trying to get back into it, and Broken Border is down toward the rail. It's still Madison Blues as they come past the 16th pole. Style Drift is closing in. Madison Blues, Style Drift, Broken Border. Here comes Style Drift to win it. Close second between Broken Border and Madison Blues, and 4-star Crook fourth.
Close one, much closer than the honorable miss. The New York-bred fillies put on a good show, Mig, in the 7th, and it took her a while, but Style Drift was finally up, running down this near 60-1 upset winner, Madison Blues.
It almost looked like she was running with the emergency brake on. I thought kind of fell back a little, got to running again, and had the eventual runner-up Broken Border in extremely tight in between her, but she still ran on gamely in those tight quarters. But Style Drift, logical, worked out a good trip, and Chad Brown winning on the turf. Surprise.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Irad Ortiz aboard this filly by English Channel, who's owned by Claravich Stables and William H. Lawrence. So there you go, Style Drift, the 8-5 favorite in race number 7. As we send it to break, and we can see going down the road if we get a finish as tight as the one we just had in the 7th. And who are those girls, Mig?
Well, the one in the white dress is my daughter Gabrielle, and her good friend Stephanie came to see Dad work. And they're checking out the statue there of Sea Hero.
All right, we'll send them over to get a nice, cool, refreshing drink from the Big Red Spring. It's Saratoga Racecourse, and the Big and I will be back in a sec. And there you go, Sea Hero. We had the girls enjoying themselves in the paddock, not too far from the statue commemorating a Champaign Kentucky Derby and Travers champion for Paul Mellon. And, of course, Rokeby Stable, Mac Miller, and Jerry Bailey.
Jerry Bailey getting his first Kentucky Derby winner on Sea Hero with a terrific ride that day. If you remember, he ducked down to the fence. Sea Hero was very good the days he showed up, and then there were a lot of days they were sending out search parties for him.
Yeah, amazing. So inconsistent, but he is here, as well the jockey colony we have at Saratoga Racecourse. Top notch all the way, and Saturday is all about the permanently disabled jockeys fun, autograph session, and quite a bit going on.
Yeah, actually in the jockey's foot race, I've got to write some comments. Last year it was pretty spot on in some of mine. Actually, I put down for Johnny Vasquez, has seen better days. And I don't think Johnny's running this year, so maybe I wasn't. Not as a rider.
I was going to say,
runner, not as a rider.
Right, maybe in a foot race he's seen better days.
No,
not
as a rider.
As a jockey, that's for sure.
He's in good form.
And Luis Saez, your defending winner of the jockey foot race. We'll have that here for you on Saturday, a $5 donation for the autograph session, kicking off at 11:30 a.m. And let's send it. The horses come right down that path out to the turf, and they broke from the gate in race number 9, the opening leg of the late double.
And it's all included who goes out to the early lead with Mr. Online firing through on the inside. And going up with Mr. Online is he's in front, who is in second early on. Then it's all included Skyflight on the far outside. And Front is racing in 5th right to the inside of he's in front into that turn. And then it's Emerald Forest. A length and a half farther back to Tetradram. A ground-saving run for Slip By. And then it's Slim Shady and Silver Lime at a 24 and 1 opening quarter mile. And the leader is Mr. Online by a length and a half. And he's in front. He is in second as they move up the backstretch. All included is third on the outside. Front is running in 4th, down toward the inside, and right behind he's in front. And then it's Our Emerald Forest, 2 lengths clear of Skyflight. Slip By to the inside. Tetradram is next, and then it's Silver Lime and Slim Shady in a 48 flat half mile. And now the field races for the far turn, and Mr. Online is the leader. And then it's he's in front on the outside, front along the rail. All included is right behind them. Our Emerald Forest follows in 5th. Skyflight is going up on the far outside, and then it's Slip By, and they're coming toward the top of the stretch. And it is Mr. Online in front. Front, and he's in front. And on the outside, it's all included running in 4th. Down toward the inside comes Slip By. Final furlong, Mr. Online front. He's in front. On the outside comes All Included. Down toward the inside, Slip By. Skyflight on the far outside. All Included. Coming up the inside is Slip By. Between those two, it's Mr. Online. All Included. And then it was Mr. Online, followed by Slip By and Slip
Yeah, getting back to Johnny V, you want to talk about there's no waiver in this guy's finish. He needed every ounce of strength and energy to get all included, to coax him over the finish line first. He was able to do it under a very long drive.
Long drive, but you know, as much as he was into this horse and the strength that you're talking about, there's no urgency. He doesn't lose any of his rhythm, any of his balance. He keeps his horse going forward, and all included just kept finding. He kept coming, running his record on the turf to 4 wins from 5 starts. And if you look at his poker, he only beaten a length and a half to King Creasa. That was a big effort, and he didn't get any pace to run at that day. He's got a horse for the future.
Yeah, Todd Pletcher trains him. He's a 4-year-old homebred by Include, now 4 for 7. Maybe a race like the Baruch a bit later in the meet, slogging out a 3 to 4 wide trip on the inner turf. Not an easy one to pull, but All Included made the chalk players happy at 6 to 5. As we'll see if we had any other favorites winning on day number 5 from race 2 all the way down through the nightcap on a warm, sunny day in Saratoga Springs.
Lecter is coming up the rail, and then Bet the Power on the outside. Bet the Power on the outside to the front. Hannibal Lecter down toward the inside is second, and then it's American Progress in third coming down to the line. Bet the Power pulls away by 3 over Hannibal Lecter. And then it was American Progress in St. Finian. Stretch, Tunin to Bow has taken the lead on the outside. Farther out, it's Magical Connection trying to gain some ground. And Finalize picks it up from the back of the pack, extreme outside. And then comes Private Show, not today for Ackerman Road. They're coming down to the line. And it will be Tune into Bow and Finalize. Very close here between Tune into Bow and Finalize. And then it was Text Deduction and Alto Sky. Are in front at the top of the stretch. On the outside is Winhurst in second. Successful runners between horses, and Sidearm on the inside. A furlong to go. Well Lawyered still there. Well Lawyered, and here's Successful Runner on the outside. These two to decide it. Well Lawyered, Successful Runner closing in, coming down to the line. Very close. Well Lawyered or Successful Runner, then Sidearm and Winhurst. Top of the stretch, and here on the outside comes right up after the front runners is Birchwood Road on the outside of Brother O'Connell. Now it's Birchwood Road in front. Brother O'Connell is second. All Over Me is given way on the inside. Late run from East Bay Lodge. Jack's Heritage, third good. They're all coming down to the line, and it's going to be Birchwood Road to win it over East Bay Lodge. Then Jack's Heritage in third good. Then comes Sandcat, and they're into the stretch, and it's High Roller Dave in front. High Roller Dave coming into the final furlong with a 2.5 length lead. Backwater Blues and Tug of War are there, and Recalling Memories on the inside. Farther out trying to make an impact late is Cost Effective. Here's Tug of War on the outside of High Roller Dave. Tug of War, High Roller Dave. It is Tug of War over High Roller Dave. And then came Backwater Blues, followed by Spa.
Close one in the finale. Irad Ortiz, 4 wide or so, mid-pack stalk for Tug of War, who used all his strength to finally wear down the horses to his inside and get the upset win for Patty Farrow.
And we had to go all the way the outside, 10-9-8. It seemed like they had the edge as they rallied, although the 8 was, the 9 showed a lot of speed, just run down late. Good to see Irad Ortiz kind of getting on track. Took him a few days.
And let's look at that stretch run, and we can watch Irad going to work on this 6-year-old gelding by Smarty Jones with Cappy's binoculars. And here you go, yellow cap about to collar Luis Saez aboard High Roller Dave.
Yeah, Luis Saez has been riding well, has been aggressive. You saw that kind of rapid-fire left hand that Irad Ortiz had to resort to get up, but a good show from some cheaper horses that want to win.
They always put on a good show, these 12-5 claimers, and good to see some of these Saratoga victories being spread around with shipping trainers, Patty Farrow, Bob DeBona, and there you go, the iconic Hall of Famer, John Velasquez, leads by example. He's got 10 victories, leading everybody. Jose Ortiz picked up a couple wins today, as did Irad Ortiz, and Mig, I'll send it to you for the trainer standings, in which Todd Pletcher walked away with a Wednesday double.
Yeah, Todd Pletcher moves into a tie with Bill Mott, Chad Brown looming boldly in behind, and a lot of good names in behind them. It's not a sprint anymore. It's a marathon.
And happy birthday to Bill Mott, 62 years old today. He only had one starter, did not fare too well back in the 7th race. Few claims. Linda Rice jumping in and taking the firster off George Weaver. Finalized. It was beaten just a whisker. A couple horses had shakes on them earlier in the day. In fact, out of race 2. And we go to a seconds page as Windhurst claimed off David Jacobson and sidearm. Gary Gullo, very active up here.
Yeah, a lot of action at the claim box. Guys trying to load up for the rest of the meet and beyond.
Got a Thursday preview. 29,000 plus. The pick 6 carryover. Seatbelts are fastened. And we've got that Thursday preview coming up here from the old spa. Back to Saratoga Racecourse. Cooler Bag, Monday. We need you, we want you out here for the second premium giveaway of the summer. We'll have 9 races on the Monday card, August 3rd, and man, plenty of uses for that cooler bag, which looks really nice.
Well, I wish we had one right now under our desk here on the set. We could have a couple of waters on ice. I mean, we're melting out here, aren't we?
Fill it with cash. Sun is blazing hot, but we're not melting. We're glad everybody's with us. We're in the home stretch. The show, sad to say, is nearly over. And how about a little daily double for Thursday's card? Again, just under 30 G's, the pick 6 carryover. Linda Rice took the honorable miss today. She is back with Palace, her Grade 1 winner from last summer in the Morrissey.
And Palace certainly is the class of the field. I like his work tab. He loves Saratoga. 5 starts, 3 wins, 2/3. He's 2 for 2 at this distance. He should be pretty tough, although this is a pretty deep field.
It is a deep field, and talent runs, fairly consistent from front to back. And Noble Cornerstone, speaking of the back, goes from the outside off this return win in late June.
A lot of speed in this race, which could help Noble Cornerstone's late run. Joel Rosario stays. Tom Woolley did a great job having this horse ready to fire up the bench, and he signals his readiness with a bullet 46 work the other day.
How about Moonlight Song? How many times can you go back to the well? That's my biggest problem with this 8-year-old, but there's no denying the work Charlton Baker has done with him.
Well, he comes off the layoff, and you gotta like that 3/4 and 12 and change a few works back, 59 and change his last work. He likes Saratoga. But he is fresh, and he does have speed, and that could be problematic in this spot.
A runaway win. I'm sure there were plenty of people that said, oh, man, I was thinking about taking Smooth Bert for a quarter last time. 102 buyer winning by the length of the stretch at Belmont. And maybe sprinting is what this guy wants to do.
Well, if he runs that race back, he's going to be awfully tough to beat. They certainly got away with one. Legia Marti and Bonaventure Stables took a shot. He ran out of the screen. Now he steps up into a tougher spot. But if he can run that race, she's going to be around at the finish.
Palace a clear favorite, 6-5 on the line. The Morrissey Good Crew goes as race number 4, and we'll bounce Mig a bit later in the show, a bit later in the Thursday card. Race number 9, we're moving along in the show as well. Solid group. This is a hard race at 3-up fillies and mares on the Melwin Turf at a mile and 3/16. Lady of Gold is up first.
Lady of Gold, she's been in this condition a while. That's problematic for me. More seconds than wins. That's also problematic for me. But she was second here last year, so you know she handles the course, and she's going to have to work out a trip. Graham Motion, he's off the duck. He's already won a race here.
And speaking of winning races, the white-hot Bill Mott sends out the Juddmont Blue Blood, the number 6 Radiator. Dubawi out of Heat Haze, and this is her only win in the country back in April at Keeneland.
Was really good here at Keeneland and stepped up into some tougher company. I think she finds a spot that probably gives her enough class relief where she should have something to say. I'm not convinced a mile and 3/16 is what she really wants. It almost seems to me like a mile right in there will kind of intensify that kick. But who might have questioned Bill Mott? He's a Hall of Famer, and he's winning with almost everything he puts on the track.
Fan of fresh feline for John Sheriff, so she comes out of a useful effort July 1st downstate at Belmont Park, a good third. And I wonder if it's a case, Meg, of a trainer who was very quiet and just seemed to me to give his horses a race or two down at Belmont if he's ready to really kind of turn up the intensity in Saratoga Springs.
Yeah, it sure feels like that. And John Sheriff's is a guy that is streaky. When his barn gets good, they all run good. And it looks like he was pointing for Saratoga.
And race 9, the kind of race where if you talk to 10 people, you might get 10 different horses. That'll be the case as we send it to Andy and Maggie with who to look for.
Race number 9. on Thursday's card is a very, very competitive turf route for fillies and mares. And there are a lot of ways to go in here, and all the sharp barns seem to be represented in here. I think a lot of money is going to go on the 6 Radiator. She's certainly not impossible, but I just think they're trying to figure out what she can do best, and I got a feeling the distance of 1 mile and 3/16 may be a bit far for her. Now, Chad Brown's got 2 in here, and I like the one that I think might take less money, though it's hard to read, and that's the 3 Regarde, who has clearly been a disappointment at short prices in both of her starts. But having said that, she's been buried down on the inside in both those races. One of them she was fouled badly and the cause of a disqualification because of it. I think if she can get herself a little bit of a clearer run on the outside, she might be able to strut her stuff. I'm not giving up on Regarde. I'm hoping the public gives up on her a little bit, and maybe we get some value. Regarde for trainer Chad Brown in the 9th race on Thursday as we head out to Maggie.
Thanks, Andy. Well, I'm going to take a look at race number 9 tomorrow. It's an allowance race for fillies and mares, and we're going 1 mile and 3/16 on the Mellon Turf Course. And a filly who is second off of a layoff here is number 4, Fresh Feline, for trainer John Sheriffs. I do like this filly a lot, and I think she has the right kind of tactical speed to put herself in the game for this kind of marathon turf race. And 2, I thought maybe last time she may have needed the race, and 2, she might have been a little too fresh, a little too sharp. So I think with that race under her belt, she can step forward and hopefully take down race number 9 as Fresh Feline. She's your Paddock Insider for tomorrow. Guys, back to you.
Regarde, Fresh Feline. Well, we'll see how they do squaring off. The Handicapper Insider against the Paddock Insider on a card. We have that pick 6 carryover, Mig, and that'll build us in and really thrust us in to Saturday's action with the stakes and, of course, the Jim Dandy, our local stepping stone to the Travers. Pretty solid field. We'll see who goes where regarding upstart and competitive edge.
Sure.
But you've got Frosted, you've got Texas Red, and you have got Japan.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, you got Texas Red, last year's Juvenile Breeders' Cup winner, Frosted, who ran very well against American Pharaoh, chasing him home in the Belmont. And Japan, a horse who has a look of me, who's got ability, hasn't figured it all out yet, kind of a clown still, learning the game, but a horse that has a lot of ability. And he beat Stanford last time, who came back and won, as well as Nana's Boy, who did come back and win on the grass. So you got to like that.
Live racing, the easy goer going forward. Colt by Medaglia d'Oro for Barry K. Schwartz, Bill Mott, and that'll do it, man. 10 up, 10 down, day number 5, College Day at the Old Spa, and we do it all again tomorrow beginning at 1 p.m.